Now before going into that diagram, first of all I will tell you the utility of transform. So utility of transform means you are converting your signals from spatial domain to frequency domain. The most popular you can say transform is Fourier transform. So this is a main topic you can say in signal processing subject in electronics. But being you all are in CS and IT, you should know the basics of what is Fourier transform and how basically it is helping us to convert image in spatial domain to frequency domain. You need not to go into the details of everything, but at least you should know questions and numericals and formula. How do you convert from spatial domain to frequency domain? So roughly if you see what basically Fourier transform provides to you, it's first of all gives you a relation. What is its use? Fourier transform is basically providing a relationship from spatial domain to frequency domain. First step, what is the role of Fourier transform? Convert your spatial domain into a form which is suitable for processing using frequencies. So Fourier transform is used for this purpose. So it is you can say interface. Fourier transform is an interface to convert a given image in a spatial domain to frequency domain. Second, it will be used for image enhancement purpose in frequency domain. Definitely this will be used for your image enhancement techniques in Fourier in frequency domain. Now Fourier transform, whenever you talk about, first of all you talk about one dimension 1D DFT, that is discrete Fourier transform. We are not talking about any continuous signals, as our image is discrete in nature, digital in nature you can say. So we are talking only about discrete points on this image. So there is a Fourier transform for continuous signals also, but we are not going into detail of that. That is a part of signal processing. If signal is continuous, here we are signal is discrete in nature. So first of all we'll see one formula, what is the meaning of one dimension DFT, and then we will see about two dimension DFT. Okay, so first of all we'll see how basically DFT, discrete Fourier transform, convert any given signals in a one dimension space to its frequency representation. Okay, so basic formula you should know. Roughly you write like x of n. I will explain you one by one. After giving into DFT, once you do a discrete Fourier transform over this signal on n point, what do you get? You get x of k. Okay, where what is n? Capital N is simply represented by total number of samples, because we are talking about discrete signal, where capital N will be what? It will be number of samples. Sampling, you know, number of samples. How many number of samples our image has? That is depend on capital N. That is denoted by capital N. So xn after DFT operation will give you xk. And what is the meaning of xk? How xk is represented or how it will be calculated? Xk is nothing. It's a summation of starting n from 0 to n minus 1. How many number of samples you have? Capital N. So total summation of all the samples in those 0 to n points you have to do for what? For all action symbols, for all action positions. Okay, multiplied by e raised to the power of minus j 2 pi by n, capital N. Mind one by one point very carefully, and then multiplied by k into small n. Okay, small n is clear to you. It will vary from 0 to capital N minus 1. What is capital N? Clear to you. What you are trying to find out? Xk. Xk is nothing. It's a one dimension Fourier transformation from a signal which is in spatial domain to frequency domain. So it will be taking representation from 0 to all samples, 0 to n minus 1 samples. And where k will be lies between what? K will be lies between 0 to between 0 to n minus 1. Very simple. K will be lies between 0 to n minus 1. Clear? So xk 0 to n minus 1 summation you will be getting like this. I will tell you also one hint how to calculate this factor, because rest of the factor is very simple. You will be given in a numerical position of x0, x1, x2, x3 and so on. So just you need to sum it. x0, whatever signal position you will write, x1, x2, x3. Only multiplication factor is e raised to power minus j 2 pi by n kn. And how to calculate it properly? If your n is 1, your answer will be here different. You will put n and then accordingly you will calculate it. If n is equal to 2, you will calculate it in different way. So e raised to power minus j into this factor, you should know the answer directly also. So you need not to calculate again and again. And that thing I will show you. Okay, so this is all about basics of conversion in one dimension DFT. So once you apply one dimension DFT, you will get your signals in a Fourier transform using this representation, sum of all those discrete points. Now this is a step you are doing before processing an image process by your image processing filter, either low pass filter or high pass filter. So a filter will be represented, let's say, by h of b. Okay, your filter, let's say, represented by h of v. So x of v dot h of b you are calculating. Okay, so now h of b, after that you got a result, and that result again you need to convert back into spatial domain. For that you have to calculate what I have suggested you in the last video, inverse DFT. So inverse DFT means given xk, you need to find out your xn. So for finding after this xk, what you will do now, you will apply inverse DFT, and what you will get x of n. After processing, you will apply inverse DFT, and how you will get your xn? So xn will be represented like this. Xn you will get 1 over n, total number of sample in my image, summation of k is equal to 0 to n minus 1. K is equal to 0 to n minus 1, capital N minus 1, and this will, you are performing over xk. Xk, and again same formula, e raised power, not minus sign this time, j 2 pi by n multiplied by kn. Only difference is here minus, there is no minus sign. Okay, and what is n? N is, you know, basically 0 to n minus 1. So there k was 0 to n minus 1, here n is nothing, 0 to n minus 1. So in this way, inverse DFT, you can get back your original signal. So this is the mathematics, you can see. One numerical I will tell you, and here everything will be clear for one dimension DFT. Now we will see about few things that based on this you can find out. So before moving into the 2DFT portion, you should know few things. One thing you should know, how to find out Fourier spectrum. One thing is known as Fourier spectrum. Fourier spectrum of one dimension DFT. So Fourier spectrum of one dimension DFT is nothing, it basically showing you a magnitude. What it indicates? It indicates the total spectrum value. So that is the spectrum magnitude. So it is normally represented by mod sign. What I am telling you, Fourier spectrum, magnitude of Fourier spectrum. So Fourier spectrum is simply represented by two factors, that is real part of u, if my signal is u, one dimensional signal, let's say, represented by u, and imaginary part of u. Okay, your signal will have both real part as well as imaginary part, and that square root you can say 1 by 2. So mod is nothing, mod of Fourier spectrum represented by what? By your real part square plus imaginary part square root of that. The mod will be calculated like this. While you can say power spectrum, if someone tells you to find out power spectrum, you just square it. So just remove 1 by 2. You will get your power spectrum formula. If someone tells you to find out phase angles, these are in details. I don't think this thing will be asked in your examination, which is going to be held in objective most likely. So, but for you should know phase angles, you can calculate like tan inverse real part, imaginary part divided by real part. So all simple mathematics. That will give you what? Angle or phase angle, phi. Phase angle is the tan inverse imaginary part divided by real part. Okay. So that thing you can very easily you can find out. So this is all about one dimension DFT. We will take one question also later on, and I will tell you how to find out a Fourier transform of any given action. Okay, so that things will be more clear to you. But for your basic, not going into the detail of DSP, you should know these two things. how to find out xk and how to find out xn by inverse operation. And what is the meaning of Fourier spectrum, phase angles, and power spectrum. Power spectrum is nothing, it's a square of this. This is about one dimension. Now I will tell you about popular signals are normally in a two dimension, not in one dimension. Usually image, if you are talking about image, you have two dimension. So now we will see about two dimension DFT, or you can say 2D DFT, discrete Fourier transform. Now formula is more or less same, but we will see what is the meaning of 2 DFT. Given fxy, you are applying DFT, what you will get? You will get your f of u comma v. Okay, so you are getting your Fourier transform. After Fourier transforms, you are getting f of u comma v. So what is f of u comma v? How to find out f of u comma v? Same formula, but here summation will be twice. One for, because you're taking a convention that my image size is m cross n. Okay, so you know my image is m in this side and n is this side. Vertically down, number of rows m, number of columns are capital N. So this will be nothing, it's a summation of x will be from 0 to number of rows, and y will be 0 to number of columns. Complete summation. Okay, each and every point same, just like there was u, here you have xy, and then again e raised power what? Minus j 2 pi. Okay, 2 pi by n, rather than here writing your n, you are writing like ux over m plus uy over n. This is their multiplication factor. E raised power minus j 2 pi ux divided by m plus, after that, vy divided by n. So this is about your 2D DFT. You will get a converted signals by using discrete Fourier transform in 2 dimension. Reverse, if you want to find out, meaning is what? Once you have processed your signal, you are trying to get back your what? Original signals, modified signal in original form. So you will apply inverse DFT. Once you are applying inverse DFT, what you will get? You will get function of xy. How to get? What is the formula you have to apply? Function of xy is nothing. There we have divided by m. Here we will be divided by size of image. Okay, mn, and then again 2 summation. Same way, u and then v. U will be varying from 0 to m minus 1. V will be varying from 0 to n minus. Just reverse it. Very simple. You, nothing is complex here. Very simple. And your signal is in UV form. So you write down, because you are now getting your original signal in modified form xy. FUB, told you last time, no minus here. So you just simply write j 2 pi. Okay. And then same thing. Ux over m plus vy over n. This thing you write down here. Okay. So you will get this, and Fourier spectrum is same. Just I have told you r square. Okay, signal is u comma v, so r is real part square plus imaginary part square, and square root of that will give you Fourier spectrum. Square will give you power spectrum of it, and tan inverse imaginary part divided by, you can say, real part will give you what? Will give you your original signal. Okay, phase angle of that signal. So that is all about 2D DFT. Now we will go into the detail of how basically you are processing your signals by using this kind of transform. One transform I have told you. If you go into the detail of signal processing, you will get DCT also. That has a different formula, same way. You do in the same way, but formula is different there. Okay. So one I have told you just to have an idea what basically Fourier is doing. Very popular scientist Fourier was there. He has contributed a lot in you can say in signal processing. So Fourier transform you should know before moving ahead. So now I will tell you a diagram which will tell you how basically a spatial signal will get converted by using this transform into a form where you can apply your filters, and then after modification you got a result, and that resultant image how you can modify back by inverse Fourier transform in get back enhanced image in spatial domain. So let's see that diagram. Now you see this diagram. In given signal diagram, you can draw like this. You have f of xy. Input is like this, spatial domain. You have f of xy. Then you are doing something. What you are doing? First of all, you are doing one operation that is known as pre-processing. I will tell you in detail about this step. Pre-processing is very important step before applying Fourier transform. Okay, because your signal is here, whatever operation you are applying over whole image. Okay, while in case of spatial domain, you are applying in a set of block based on your filter size. You are moving step by step, and those sets of blocks are impacting only a particular pixel during one set of operation or one epoch. Okay, and then it moves ahead. The resultant after getting that resultant gives changes to another pixel. But here in frequency domain, whenever you are doing any kind of operation, either low pass filter or high pass filter, your operation is going to impact whole image. Okay, so here there is no padding kind of situation. If you remember in numerical we have solved, before applying mask we were doing some kind of wrapping operation around pixel, and that was very popularly known as padding with 0, or I have told you about padding with you can say edge pixel replication. Okay, so a lot of method of padding you can use, replicate with the same pixels which are on the edges. So what we why you were doing all these operation? To match with the, you can say, filter size, so that resultant whenever you are applying filter of that size, your resultant pixel of your original image should be impacted properly, and each and every pixel should be giving you a resultant value after applying a mask. That thing is not possible here, because here you are applying complete mask over whole pixel. Okay, so that's the reason you need to shift your location, and shifting of your location or shifting of your center we basically do during this operation. So I will tell you how what is the meaning of pre-processing. So during pre-processing, you are shifting the center of your spatial domain image so that frequency domain mask can be applied on our proper pixel which should be impacted after the operation. Okay, so pre-processing you do, and after pre-processing means what? You have shifted your center of the pixels, nothing else. Your image is still in a spatial position, but you have shifted the center of your image. Okay, so based on this you got a spatial domain, and now you are applying what? On this pre-process you are applying your Fourier transform. Okay, so now after Fourier transform, what thing you will get? You will get something output. You will get some output. What was your output? If you remember, I have just told you, your signal of fxy will be converted into f of ub. Now this f of ub, Fourier transform signals, you will apply with some kind of filter function or mask. Your filter function will be of filter function, let's say I am writing like. So filter function will be represented like, let's say, h of ub. Okay, and now once you have done this, what basically normally filter does, it simply multiplied. So what will be the output here? What will be the output here? It will be nothing, f of ub multiplied by h of ub kind of things, convolution or anything you can say. Okay, so your mask is applied over complete frequency domains pixels. Okay, and then you are getting something. What you are getting? You are getting this after multiply, you are getting some results, multiplication results, and that is your enhanced signal. On that enhanced signal, what you have to do now? You have to apply inverse DFT or discrete Fourier transform. Why inverse discrete Fourier transform? I have told you, because still your signals is in which domain? It is still in the frequency domain. You have to convert back into a spatial domain. So now after IDFT, your signal output will be what? It will be in spatial domain. Now spatial domain signal again must be converted back into original center. So here you require a post-processing. So post-processing is also important here. And once you have done a post-processing, you get back your enhanced fxy. This is not This is what? This is enhanced fxy after this operation. So this is basically what? These are the steps that you basically follow whenever you are converting your spatial domain signals into an enhanced spatial domain signal by using which thing? By using frequency domain. So I hope things are clear. Pre-processing is important to shift the center. Post-processing again important to get back that center. Fourier transform, convert your spatial domain into frequency domain. Then you are applying frequency domain mask, h of ub, you get a highlighted or resultant or enhanced image. On that enhanced image, you are again applying back inverse DFT to get back your original form spatial domain image, and that on that image you are applying your post processing. So this is the flow diagram of your what? Your frequency domain processing. During pre-processing you are doing nothing, simply in this step you are multiplying fxy with what? Each coordinate with -1 to the power x plus y. I will just tell you what is the meaning of -1 to the x power. Let's say right now my position is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. What is this pixel? This coordinate pixel is right now it's a 0 0. Okay, this will be 0 1, this will be 0 2, this will be 1 0 1 1 1 2, and so on. This will be 2 0 2 comma. But I want my shift to shift this center because 0 0 should be somewhere in center, so that whenever I am applying HV, it should apply properly, should be placed properly. So this is the reason you need to shift your center, because no padding, no wrapping of operation is allowed here, or we are not doing anything. So if you are doing it by, if you are multiplying each and every coordinate of your pixel fxy during pre-processing with -1 to the power x plus y, you can shift back your center. You can check from here 0 comma 0, 0 plus 0 minus 1. Okay, so you'll be shifting like this. So I will tell you one example, and by using this formula in a given image, you will be shifting your center from this locations to other location. So this pre-processing is very much important step. During numerical I will show you how it gets shifted. Similarly in post-processing also, again you are multiplying with -1 to the power x plus y. To whom? To the whatever enhanced signal g of ub you got. The resultant signal you can written like not fxy, you can enhance, you can write a small g, and this could be capital G, you can see capital GXY. Here you are getting small g. F is original, G is your enhanced one. Anyway, you can represent in any way. Okay. So this is all about basics of your frequency domain processing steps. This thing I will again tell you whenever we will come back to numerical. Very simple. First of all, you take the whatever the size of image is given to you, you just take it coordinates. Okay, and for each and every coordinate, first of all you represent that coordinate in a this way, and then multiply each and every pixel by using this. Let's say I have taken 0 comma 0, so value will be what? For this coordinate matrix will be what? Let's say 3 comma 3 matrix was there, so this will be represented like -1 power 0 plus 0. So even number, so simply write it here -1. For this location 0 plus 1 will be odd, so -1 to the power odd. Answer will be what? Answer will be simply odd number. So depends on that, you write down whether it is a odd or even. If it is even, you just write down positive. If it is odd, you write down -1. Similarly for this is 0 plus 2 for this location. If I am writing, that is even I am getting. If I am getting even, I will simply write a positive answer. So even will not have any, you can say, negative. 1 -1 1, and similarly for next position you will get -1. Similarly for other. So in this way you will represent your original pixel position to be make it center. How to make it center? First of all, you get this matrix by using this formula, same size as that of your given input image. If 3 cross 3 image was given for processing, you will get a matrix of this kind by using this formula. Okay, if it is even, or just you remember one thing, if top of the answer, forget about everything, if top of x plus y gives you even, you simply write it here 1. If top of this gives you odd, you simply write it minus 1. Just in our case, it is giving 0 plus 0 even number, so you simply write it 1. 0 plus 1 odd number, you write it minus 1. Okay, 0 plus 2 even number, you write it 1. Same way you can design this matrix. Now this matrix of 3 cross 3 must be multiplied with fxy, that is known as pre-processing step. Multiply fxy with minus 1 to the power x plus y. What is the meaning of minus x plus y? I have told you just now. So now this two, no convolution, it's a multiplication pixel by pixel. You will get a resultant matrix, and on that you apply your Fourier transform. I will tell you a complete numerical, then whole things will be more clear. That's all for basic. Now we will see about what? We will see about filters, which are very much popular in frequency domain. Okay, both filters, smoothing filters as well as sharpening filter. Smoothing filter means low pass filter, sharpening filter means high pass filter. Okay, so either you are using, you can say smoothing filter, low pass filter, or you are using, let's say, sharpening filter or high pass filter. Every filter in frequency domain has three types, three different types. One is known as ideal filter, so meaning name will be ideal low pass filter, or it can be ideal high pass filter. Okay, second type is very much popular, that is known as Butterworth, low pass or high pass, and the third one is known as Gaussian, low pass or high pass. So all three different types has low pass as well as high pass. So depends on the threshold, depends on the value you have chosen, it will become low pass or it will become high pass. So there are three different types of you can say filter types, either low pass or high pass. What are the filter types in frequency domain? That are known as ideal, Butterworth and Gaussian. We will see detail one by one in next lecture.